Alright, so after what feels like forever, I am finally here with a get ready with me video. And yeah, so this is my first get ready with me video. So I hope you all understand if I stutter, if I talk too fast, or if I talk too slow. This isn't like any of my other videos where I'm just reviewing a product. I'm actually going to do my daily makeup while you guys are all watching. So let's get on with the makeup. So right now I have my contacts in. I don't know if you can see, but they are the Spanish Silver from Olens. They are the daily contacts in color gray. Yeah. So I really like Olens stuff because it's really feels really comfortable and it doesn't really feel like you have anything there. So yeah, let me start with the actual makeup. I've done all my skincare. Before I get started, I'm going to tie my hair up so I don't get my hair in my face. And then first off, I'm going to be using this primer right here. Focus. This is the Giverny Milchak Moisture Boosting Primer. And for my skin, I'm going to use this Beauty People Absolute Radiant Girl Cushion Foundation in color number 21, which is Natural Beige. I really like this cushion because it gives you a dewy kind of glossy finish. Not as much as the Aura cushion from Clio, but it gives you a really natural dewy look, not like the oily kind of a filmy look. It's also pretty good on coverage, especially when it comes to like the redness coverage. And if the information for all of the products I'm using will be down in the description box below as this video gets uploaded onto YouTube. The lighting is really weird in this room because I'm right by a window, and whenever the clouds kind of hide the sun, it gets a little darker. And whenever the clouds go away, it gets a little brighter again. So I'm sorry if the the lighting is flickering. I wish I had professional lighting and a professional studio where I can do this. Not in front of a window, but alright. And before I move on to anything, I'm going to make sure my eyelids aren't too sticky or too oily. So I'm going to use this one, which is a Spoiler Oil Paper Powder. And this is actually color Calamine Pink. They have two colors. They have like the pinkish color where this one is. And then they have the complete white color. I'm going to go over my eyelid and make sure it's nice and matte. So my eyeshadow, after I put it on, doesn't clump or kind of cake around my crease. I'm going to feel it with my finger, and if it's not matte enough, I'll layer it on until I feel like it's very matte and not sticky at all. Okay. I think this side is good. This is really important because I'll be using my fingers to do my eyeshadow. And if my eyelid isn't matte enough, or if it's too oily or too sticky, it'll clump up as I apply it. Looks good. And then I'll go over it on my forehead and the bridge of my nose out to the ball of my nose, the side of my nose, my upper lip, and my chin. So that's the entire T-zone area. I have a pretty oily T-zone, and it does end up getting a little crusty or cakey at the end of the day, and I don't do touch-ups on my makeup. So this step is very important for me. But if you do a lot of touching up during the day, you don't have to do this step. Then before I go ahead and finish my face, I'm actually going to do my eyeshadow. Today, as you can see in the thumbnail, I'll be using the Etude House Rose Balm palette. But before I start, let the lighting adjust again. I'm going to use this Beauty People Velvet Fit Cushion eyeshadow in the color Vanilla Aid. Is vanilla 2Ls? I thought it was 1L. Is it 2Ls? Oh. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this vanilla color on the eyelid and for a base color. This color is literally the color of my skin, so it doesn't show at all. But I'm doing this as kind of like a primer, kind of like a base for all the other colors to come. Also another layer of powder just to make sure that I get my eyelid pretty matte. All right, time to go ahead and open the Rose Balm. This palette has actually become my favorite palette. You can see all the colors are very red and pink and rosy. I'm going to use this shade right here, which is Vanilla Cream Rose. I'm going to layer this on top of my eyelid again. This is a little lighter in color compared to my skin, so this will act as a brightener. And what a brightener usually does is it'll help other colors that go on top of it be a bit more pigmented and more true to its actual color, because your skin tone is not white. It's like in a range of beige, like beigeish skin tone to like darker skin tone. You can't see the actual true color of the shadows. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a layer of lighter color on my eyelid, so that when you put on different colors, you can actually see the true colors. For the very darkest area of my eye, which is the lash line to my crease line, I'm going to be using this dark brown shade. This one is called Burn Rose Brown. One thing I love about Etude House shadows is that they're so pigmented and they're like the color. So you can definitely you don't have to layer it. But for me, because I want the brown to be a little darker, I'm going to layer it just right at the lash line. And also because I got it so matte that the lash line area, it doesn't catch the pigment. So I'm going to go over it like I would with eyeliner, but instead this time I'll go over it with shadow because I don't really use eyeliner. Kind of blend it all the way up to your crease line. Repeat it on the other side. I like using my fingers rather than a brush because you can definitely blend a lot better with your fingers. And from time to time, I'm going to wipe my finger on a Kleenex so I don't get the colors all mixed up. And then for my point color, I'm going to be using this one right here. This one's a little purple, and it's called Rose Purple. There we go. This one is a rose purple. I don't know why the lighting keeps on flickering. Maybe if I go turn off the light in the bathroom, maybe that'll be a little better. Let me come back. It smells like something burning in the bathroom. That's weird. All right. I'm going to use this color over my crease line, bring it to like a halfway point of my eyelid, or I would say to your, I guess, where your bone is, the eyebrow bone. Because this color is the color that's going to show most. And I'm going to use this red color right here, which is French Rose Red. I'm going to use just a little bit and kind of go over my crease line with it. To create a darker shadow. And then I'm going to go over the Burn Rose. What was it again? Burn Rose Brown. And just redo or a touch up on the very first shade that we did, because we've been putting a lot of different shades on top. It's been kind of blended out and like rubbed away. So I'm going to redo the very first shade. This also gets it a little darker. So compared to right here, it is a little darker. Then I'm going to use this glitter color right here. This one is called Spangle Red. Whoops. My nails poked into a shade. This Spangle Red is literally just a red glitter. And I'm going to kind of dab it on top. I'm not going to rub it because if I rub it, it's going to fall over everywhere. But I'm going to gently dab across my eye, just where that rose purple shade is. Now my eye is very glittery. To repeat to my other side. As much as I love glitter, the Spangle Red color is still very hard for me to use. And just because it's got literally no pigment at all as the base, it's a very clear base and just big red glitter. You can't really see it that well on camera, but if I turn my head, you can see how sparkly my eyes are right now. And I'm going to go do my underlid. I'm going to make sure there's no cushion or foundation that is stuck to the crease or like the wrinkles. I'm between my underlash. Then I'm going to use this top pink and white glitter, which is called Icing Rose. I'm going to use my pinky this time. And this color goes at the inner corner of my underlid. A lot of people I know have been telling me don't overdo glitter, like on top and bottom. But I love glitter. I love shimmer. And it's something I can't live without. Especially like when I'm doing my makeup, there has to be glitter on my eyes. Like there just has to be. So what I just did is I scraped off some of the excess glitter that landed on my Blend it on like my lash line. And then for the inner corner, I'm going to go ahead and use the same shade, which is Rose Purple. Kind of think of it as coloring in that triangle zone right here. And also connecting it to the top lid. And I'm going to drag the color over to where I stopped my Icing rose color. But I'm going to go ahead and touch it up again with another layer of Icing rose. And I'm going to focus on that middle part just to make sure that it's all blended together and it's not a line separating the two different colors. It's very pink. Okay, that's it with the Rose Balm palette. And then I'm not done with the under eye just because I'm going to go ahead and use this eye glitter gloss. It's from Japan. It's called Crayon Touch Me. I got it on a No Make No Love box the other day. I haven't tried it, but so far it's got a nice glimmer to it. So I'm going to try it on the very center of my lower under eyelid, lower lid. I honestly have no idea what it did. The glitter's not too strong, so you can't really tell. Disappointing. Anyway, so that's it with my eyeshadow. I'm going to go ahead and do some shading. So this one I'm using is the Face Shop Single Blush in the color BRO2 Toast Brown. For shading, I'm going to use a big powder brush. And for me, I usually just kind of shade my chin and my jaw area. I've seen a lot of people shade their entire face. I don't do that because my hair covers it anyways. I'm just going to go ahead and shade the very outside of my jawline. And to drag it up onto my chin. And then I'm going to curl my lashes. The curler I'm using is the one from Moonshot. I like this one compared to the other eyelash curlers I've used before. But I think this one fits the curve of my eyes pretty well. I'm going to make sure I curl the inner corner of my lashes too. Make sure I get every single lash curled. I know it's more common for people to do it with their eyes closed, but I find it better to do it with my eyes open. Just because I can see where I'm, I guess, clipping it or like curling it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do my mascara. The mascara I'm using is this TonyMoly Perfect Eyes Air Tension Mascara number 2 Air Curling and Lash. I'll go this way. This has been my favorite mascara lately, just because, as you can see, there's two different sides. There's the curvy, kind of like a 3 side and a straight side. I'm going to use the curvy side. And honestly, like I just go ahead and do it without caring if it gets on my eye, because I'm going to get a Q-tip, wipe it off, to go over it again with my eyeshadow, and it's fine. And one don't for mascara, you don't ever pump the wand into the container. That just pumps air into it and it'll dry out easily. It'll also pump all of these breathable air to any bacteria that's living in there. So do not ever, 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 ever pump mascara. And before I wipe off any excess mascara from my eyelid, I'm going to go ahead and do my under lashes. This is the TonyMoly Perfect Eyes Long Kinny Mascara. And as you can see, the wand is very, very thin. Then I'm going to get a Q-tip. Just wipe off any mascara that got onto my eye. Make sure that any wiping you do it after your mascara is fully dry. You don't want to do it when it's kind of still wet because it'll move your lashes, it'll clump the mascara, and it'll kind of disorganize all the nice combing that you did to your lashes. So yeah, wait until it's completely dry. You can kind of touch it and feel it if it's dry or not. If you run your finger over your lashes and you get nothing, then it's okay to do. But if you run your finger over it and you still get little bits of mascara on it, then I'd say wait a bit longer. Yeah, honestly, doing the mascara is when I once again notice how uneven my lashes are, because the right side goes up really nicely, has pretty organized lashes, and my left side is a little sparse. The under lashes are a little shorter than my right side, but it's whatever. And then I'm going to use my Rose Bomb palette again and kind of fill in the gaps that while you were wiping away the mascara. All right, that's completely it for my eyes. And the only thing left to do is my blush and my highlights. With the blush, I'm going to be using this Haunted Edition Noodle Blusher in the color 01 Fire Red. And I'm going to be using a brush, like a powder brush like this. Just get a little tiny bit at the end. You don't want to put a lot of this because it is very, very pigmented. And you don't want to end up looking like you're drunk or as if you're some clown by having like a bright red blush. Unless you're going to a festival that allows that, like, you'll fit in with. But in daily, you don't want your cheeks to be too red. Start out light. If you think it's too light, put some more on your brush and touch it up again. But don't start dark or don't start too pigmented because you can't get rid of pigment. You can add pigment, but you can't get rid of it. So start light and layer. And if you did get it a little too thick, that's okay. Or if you did get it a little too bright or too red, that's okay because you're going to put on a highlighter. For the highlighter, this is the TonyMoly Hat Edition Noodle Blush number 2 Carbolighter. Light, come on. Lighting, come on, come back. Okay. I'm going to use a smaller powder brush. And instead of swiping it across, I'm going to dab lightly as if you're putting on the powder, not rubbing it in. So we're going to pat it on. Same to the other side. I'm going to get a little bit, shake off the excess. For the nose area, you can swipe it on because you don't want it to be too shimmery or too glossy. It makes you look like you've been sweating on your nose, and that's not pretty. Last but not least, lips. So before I put on any like colored tint or lipstick, I'm going to use the Tatcha Gold Spun Camellia Lip Balm to kind of moisturize my lips. And for my lips today, I'm going to go a little simple. I'm going to use this Trestique Matte Color Plus Shiny Lip Balm Crayon. This one I got through an Ipsy box. And usually with Ipsy box, some products I don't like, I usually just give it away to a friend, or I know of someone who is always taking donations for makeup because you know how makeup can get very expensive, especially if you have a wide collection like me. And if you know friends who need makeup and you have makeup that you don't need, it's a great way to kind of lighten your load. So don't throw them away unless they're expired. If it's expired, throw them away immediately. But if it's not expired, you can always have like a gathering and kind of give away your makeup. Maybe trade your makeup with something someone else is giving away. That's a really good way to kind of change up your makeup collection. But this one, anyway, I like because it's got a lip crayon on one side and a lip balm on the other side. So it's very good to do like gradient lips. Before I put it on, I'm going to kind of wipe away any oiliness is still on my lips from the lip balm. I'm going to go on the inner, how do I call it? The inside of your lips. I don't even know what color this is. Belize Bordeaux. There we go. Just on the inside, and I'm going to wrong end. Blend it out with the lip balm. So yeah, there you have it. That's my makeup of the day. Once again, all the information about everything that I used will be in the description box once this video gets posted. Oof. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my hair. My hair is still kind of wet, but that's okay because I'm just going to straighten it. And I'm only going to straighten my bangs and maybe like at the top of my hair, but I'm not going to go ahead and straighten all of my hair, so it's okay if it's still a little damp. So the straightener I'm using is the Lioness Beauty Bar 1.25-inch ceramic glue. So the inside is actually a ceramic plate rather than a metal plate. So that reduces damage to your hair. I'm going to go ahead and do the top of my hair where the natural wavy hair of mine shows the most. So that's usually my bangs. I need to get this piece of hair, especially because I kept it behind my ear. Slick it back. So when you're straightening your hair with a regular metal or a steel plate iron, you can kind of hear the water in your hair sizzle away. But with ceramic, you don't really hear it. So it doesn't feel too damaging. Like it doesn't sound too damaging to your hair. Who knows? Maybe it's equally damaging, but for me, because I don't hear the sizzling of the water, I feel like I'm not damaging my hair that much. Right? Don't quote me on this. This is just my opinion. This is me trying to explain why I use ceramic hair straightener instead of a regular steel plate. The ceramic ones, I think, are generally a little more pricey than the regular metal plate ones. That I don't know either because I don't own a metal plate straightener. This straightener has lasted me how many years? 6 years? Yeah, 6 years. Because I bought it when I was a a sophomore in college. And the reason why I bought it was because I felt bad after just leaving the sellers there after they've straightened my hair. And it's just, I needed a straightener. I could have just gotten like a cheaper one. This one costed me $300. $300. I could have gotten a cheaper one. But, you know, like when you go to a mall and some people just like grab you and kind of like try to sell you stuff. Yeah, I was sold. But I don't regret the decision at all because it has lasted me 6 years, which is longer than any other straighteners have lasted me. And with steel plates, it'll start to kind of rust and like scrape away, and sometimes it'll smell like burning rust, like burning steel. But this one has barely any smell. If you straighten your hair, it lasts you almost the entire day, even on a foggy, misty kind of day. But then again, it also depends on your hair type. My hair usually is very obedient to what I do to it. Hence, I'll put it behind my ear for 5 minutes and it bends to the curves of my ear. This video has turned into me ranting about a hair straightener. Oh well. Like back at home in Korea, I do have a metal plate straightener there that I don't know when I got, but it's probably been pretty long. And it's started to smell really weird and feel very sticky. I think all like the hair products, like the hair oil and essence that I put on my hair before I use the straightener kind of got to it and collected on the plate. I think this is just what I'm going to do. If it gets very frizzy to the other parts of my hair later in the day, I'll just tie it up again. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching my Get Ready With Me video featuring me ranting about a hair straightener. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. I will try to upload more videos, more review videos, more makeup videos, more videos like this where I just randomly go live and be like, here I am getting ready for my work. Get ready with me. So yeah, if you have any suggestions for content, you can leave it in the comments below. And I will see you all later. Hopefully. I'll see you all again. Yeah? Okay. Bye!